Thanks for logging on to WKBN.com. Storm Team 27 meteorologist Craig Zybert as we take a look back at January and take a look ahead to the month of February here and give you a little bit of a weather outlook on the way here. And we'll go in and start talking about where January 2026 lies here. And overall, our mean average temperature, which is when you take the high and the low and the average amount throughout the entire 31 days, our temperature was 20.7 degrees. That is 6.1 degrees below normal. That puts us for the 20th coldest year on record for the month of January. Even though we had a lot of snow at that one time, that was really the major snowfall. So really only 17.7 inches of snow for the month, which is actually below normal. So it was a colder than normal month, but it was not a snowier than normal month here at home. So that gives you a look as to kind of how that trend went for you. As we look at kind of where this lands on recent snowfall months here, and we look back at recent Januaries, very similar to what we had in January of 2025, a little more than what we had in 24 and a lot more than 23, but not as much as we had in January of 2022. Just kind of to go back and kind of see some of the more recent Januaries. Now going back into the temperatures. This is where we, of course, really made headlines, especially the second half of the month. Cold air was for sure around. Of course, we've been dealing with those cold temperatures the last couple of weeks. So there's where that looks in the last 5 years or so. 20.7 was this year's temperature, as you saw. A little colder than 2025, but look at that. 2023 and 2024, they were warm months, of course, of January. And so this is our coldest January we've had. In fact, our coldest January since 2014. You could find that here in the story on WKBN.com. So as we look ahead to February, you could look down on this story. You could kind of see a little bit more in depth, but here's just a few highlights for what this February outlook is looking like. Overall, it does look like the month should be a below normal month for temperature. Now, that doesn't mean we're not going to get a few warm-ups along the way. And in fact, there is the chance of a warm-up the week of February 8th. You could read about that here in the story. And what this outlook is showing is an equal chances for above or below normal precipitation. That just means really that there's no strong signals for a lot of rain or snow, and there's not a lot of signals for a drier month either. So it's just something we'll kind of pan out to see as we get into the month, but we could still very much see some active weather here in the month of February. So that's just a quick kind of summary as to kind of how January wrapped up and what we're looking ahead to February. You can read more here, of course, in the story. And thanks for logging on to WKBN.com for Storm Team 27. I'm meteorologist Craig Zybert.